I bet this is going to be taking a minute of fair just to ride it all the way to the exit. And I've done some watching on the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And now I've done a really good job going for the ceremony to see the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. What we're gonna do right now is head back. All right, here comes the bus. It's coming over here. Okay, 491.
I'm actually not too bad right now. Before, when we first, I think that maybe my body's adjusted a little bit. There was a shock. I'm fine right now. There was a shock factor. Woo! I'm like, whoa. Not too bad right now.
Good.
No running in the cemetery.
That's right. Thank you.
The one lieutenant rings alive. I could always be there.
Yeah, we got 6 people waiting for a train for the tram. The train is coming behind us now.
All right, we're about to be off. Again, please remain seated at all times. Please go body parts and first items inside a vehicle. Our next stop will be to the Welcome center again, please remain seated at all times. Please got body parts and purse items inside the vehicle. Now it took George Washington Hart Custis roughly over 17 years to have this home built for him. He started with the wings. The first wing was for his family, the second wing called museum, dedicated to his step-grandfather, the man he called Father, George Washington. Many of those items are now home to Mount Vernon or the Smithsonian Institution to this day. Driver's side, Arlington Woods, this is a plantation originally. As unlike its southern counterparts, it was a livestock and timber plantation. Want to bring your minds are 100 years ago across the sea into Western Europe. World War I has scarred the Western European landscape with trenches and chemical warfare. Then we can find a young Canadian officer named John McCrae. John McCrae just served over his friend's funeral. While looking at the ruined landscape of Western Europe, he noticed red corn poppies blooming among the carnage. These poppies inspired him to write a poem that we now know in Flanders Field. A few lines of that poem go, "We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt on, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field." As you look on markers here at Arlington, I like to think of the heroes who are laid to rest here at Arlington. Think of how much they sacrifice each and every day in their lives to make sure that America has all the freedoms to make America one of the most unique nations in the world. And think of those who still do serve our great nation even to this day, to make sure that those same freedoms are protected each and every day of our lives. I wish I had time to mention each and every single one of these heroes, but as is well over 400,000 of them, I can never scratch the surface each of their stories, nor give them the proper due. President Kennedy is not our first nor our only president who is laid to rest here at Arlington. The honor of the first president goes to our 27th president and 10th Chief Justice, William Howard Taft. He is laid to rest with his First Lady, Helen Taft, who planted the cherry trees around a tidal basin we celebrate to this day with the Cherry Blossom Festival. You will find a house drive past this hill, past these trees, a tall brown stele with a flourish on top. Final resting place of President Taft and First Lady Helen Taft. President Taft is associated in baseball, as he's the president started the time-honored tradition, the presidential first pitch. And he is also the first president to ever own a car. Now we're soon to go across a walkway that goes up to the Taft grave site. To the left of it will be a giant holly tree. A little bit left of that giant holly tree, an oversized gray marker, one row back in the road. It's going to have 5 stars in a circle. That denotes a 5-star general, our last 5-star general laid to rest there. Now you're going to go across the walkway and it goes up to Taft. Left it, giant holly tree. Left it at the final resting place for our last 5-star general, General Omar Bradley. General Bradley has the record of holding the highest number of soldiers ever served during the Second World War. For his caring and passion for those same soldiers, granted the title of the GI General. Now we're soon to go across a set of black iron rod gates. These are called the World War I Memorial Gates. These gates are placed here after the First World War, commemorating all 4 branches served in that war, which are the Army, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Air Force and Space Force did not be established until years after the First World War. Driver's side, that curved building, that's the Military Women's Memorial, dedicated back in 1997 to all women, past, present, and future, who served our U.S. military. There's a museum in there describing more about those same women's lives. Not the time they thank veterans, military service members, and their families for everything they have done for our great nation. Because of them, their sacrifice, the all the freedoms we truly take for granted. As my brother serves in the Army, I can return something to you from the bottom of my heart. At this time, thank you all for joining us here at Arlington National Cemetery. I hope you learn a little more about the heroes who laid to rest here and that you truly understand our Arlington's one of the most sacred grounds in all America. As you go back to the Welcome Center, please make sure your first light is with you, as you don't want to forget in the air. Thank you again for joining us here at our nation's capital. You ever decide to come back here in Arlington, don't hesitate to say hi. But say howdy, y'all. I do a souvenir for you folks. They are the red silk poppy, a symbol of sacrifice, rebirth, the world round. More than happy to give you one of these silk poppies. Thank you for joining us here at Arlington National Cemetery, wherever you're coming from, wherever you're going from here. I wish you the safest travels. And of course, the Navy anthem here is wishing you a happy voyage home. Thank you for joining us here at Arlington National Cemetery. Please remain seated until we come to please stop.
All right now.
We blue tri-bus went to ours, however there's just a driver in the driver's seat. And I'll be on the sidewalk as well. We wish you a poppy. Thank you for joining us here at Arlington National Cemetery.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.